Okay, very well. Close this one here, and I'm going to go to our sign for today. The sign for today, the 19th lonely prime. The 19th lonely prime is 223. Okay, so again, you can check that on our website. It's there, and you can check it, check the table. The 223, or you can actually go to the web and see what the isolated prime is. They call them isolated prime. But anyway, what the 19th isolated prime is all listed there. Okay, the 223rd composite happens to be 285. But 285 is the frequencies of Ya plus Sin in Surah 36. And remember now, Surah 36 is actually the 19th initial surah in the Quran. Okay, it's called Yasin. Okay, and 285 is the index of semi-prime 951. So again, you can check this. You can check it online. You can check it on a table. Whatever it is, it's not going to change. This statement is an eternal statement. So the 285th semi-prime happens to be 951. 951 is the number of prime number verses from 1, 2, which is the first prime number verse in the Quran, to 3683. And Surah 36 has 83 verses. Remember now? So immediately it told you that Surah 36 has to have 83 verses. We got the number, we got the number of initials, then we got the number of verses in chapter 36. Okay, 951 happens to be 3 times 317. Okay, so again, you can verify these things by yourself if you want to. But anyway, it's 3 times 317. The indices of 3 and 317 are 2 and 66. Okay, and 266 is the 209th composite. 209 is the number of frequencies of Ain plus Sin plus Qaf in Surah 42. Okay. So it goes on and on and on and on. And remember that these things just keeps getting more and more tangled up and more complicated and more convoluted. So if we don't learn them now, they're going to pile up and we never want to learn. Also, 209th Gaussian composite happens to be 2917. And 29, you see, if I want to go on this, it's just going to go the whole day. Okay, 2917 is 422nd regular prime. And we know that since 209 is the number of Ain Sin Qaf in chapter 42, also it tells you that 422 tells you that 42.2 is where Ain Sin Qaf is actually mentioned in the Quran. And 2917 happens to be the 11th permutation of 1279, and the 19th permutation of 1279 is 9127. Okay, and chapter 9 has 127 verses. But also, 11 and 19 are the factors of 209. That means 11 times 19 is 209. So from a table of permutation, you get actually the number of Ain Sin Qafs in chapter 42. And that is amazing. Okay. What is the relation between the indices of these permutations with the factors of another number which happens to be the index of this number? Why? Okay. So there shouldn't be any of these kind of things, division on the relations. Okay. By the way, 209th also happens to be as I said, it's a semi-prime, which is 11 times 19, and its index is actually 133. But 133 is the number of noons in chapter 68, which is called the pin. Okay. Also, 422 is a semi-prime. It's 2 times 211. Okay. So that's also its index is, if I'm not forgetting right now, its index is 100 and, yeah, my memory is failing me at this time. Okay. 422 is the index of, I'm sorry, 331, no. Yeah, it's failing me right now. Okay, I'll look it up later. But anyway, so that 422 is also important because this index is something which is coming into play with this 133. Okay, and so anyway, so this is how God has designed the Quran. Okay, this is how He has done it, and as I said, we have to take those verses to heart. Okay, because without them, without looking into these verses with a open heart, with a careful mind, with a careful attention that we have to pay to these verses, okay, we are going to fail. We are going to fail the idea of worshiping God alone. Okay, so we have to make sure that we abide by them. We should take them to heart, and as I said, especially in this month, we have to cut on those bad habits that all of us do have. Okay, all of us. So we do that, then we're going to be more successful by the end of the month, and then we should continue that throughout the year by God's grace and God's help. Okay. So that's the idea. That's the idea about this whole thing. Okay. As I said, otherwise we are going to be in a lot of trouble and a lot of problems. Okay. And yeah, it still bothers me because I know what I said. 209 actually happens to be the 68th semi-prime, I believe, and 422 is the 133rd semi-prime, and 133 is the number of noons in chapter 68. That's how it goes. Okay, so I think that was my mistake. Anyway, so we'll stop here and we'll finish our Juma, Allahu Kabir. I'll recheck it again and make sure that I said the right thing. Okay. سبحان ربي العظيم الله الكبير الله الكريم